Epic fail, boomer. I knew it was going to happen. First live stream, first attempt, and yet a minute in, internet just crashes and burns. What a failure. Oh well, never mind. Let's get into Loki episode 1. Favorite show so far, as expected. This was always going to be my most anticipated show. Just got the right vibe, I think. Falcon and the Winter Soldier a little bit disappointing. WandaVision was a good ride up until the end and kind of didn't deliver on what we all thought it was going to be. But yeah, I think Loki is a different kettle of fish. Been confirmed recently. This is going to have implications going forward in the MCU. Bonus, good thing. Which is what we all want. Why are we paying a subscription to Disney Plus if nothing actually matters as far as the sacred timeline is concerned, as it were? And on that note, let's get into the show. So it basically starts off, we get the intro from Endgame that we've seen, Loki picking up the Tesseract, a couple of little extra edits, close-ups on Loki in this scene. And then we see him crash, basically, in Mongolia, I think it is, somewhere out in the desert. I don't know. It does look like he's travelled through time, though. He crash lands, and it looks, when he gets approached by the natives, like he's travelled back in time. And I'm still confused as to why this happens. He's got the space stone in his hands, which should allow him to move through space, not time. Yeah, space time is a thing, but in the MCU, you have a space stone, you have a time stone. I'm pretty sure they're separate. The way this works. So, what am I missing? Let me know in the comments down below. How is Loki traveling through time with the Tesseract, with the space stone? I'm still a little confused. But anyway, he crash lands. He gets approached by these natives. He immediately tries to, put his superiority on these people and these natives. But immediately, these Minutemen, the agents from the TVA, come through their portal, accuse him of the crime. They verify who he is, accuse him of his crimes. And, Loki's having none of it. He's like, I've had a long day. I've had enough of people in suits of armor messing me about. Tries to just get away, and he just gets clocked once in the chin. And this is really good the way they made this look. He's slowed down to 1/16 of the time, it's revealed, but he's feeling the pain. So like that pain you get when you get clocked in the chin, not a nice feeling, but that lasts for 16 times as long as it would do, because he feels it in real time, but he's moving at 1/16 the speed. It looks really cool the way they've done it. But yeah, so they slap a collar on him, take him back to the TVA. Looks amazing, sounds amazing. And I really like the feel of the TVA. They show us a little intro video which explains where the TVA's come from, which there's a lot to unpack there. But just the look of it just takes me straight back to being a kid in the 70s, early 80s, and the type of cartoons, how they looked. It's spot on. It's explained that the TVA was created at the end of a multiverse war. There's already been a multiverse war caused by various branch timelines trying to fight for superiority, a battle, as it were, a multiverse battle. And the TVA we created at the end of time to secure the sacred timeline. So they basically eradicate any branch timelines as they're happening. This happens what they class as a nexus event, which again is a subtle word in there that we've heard before, the nexus. Wanda is a nexus being. It was described as it in WandaVision. So yeah, we got these nexus event, which could be anything from you stealing the Tesseract, traveling through time or space, starting an uprising, or just simply being late for work. Which I think that's a little extreme. Everyone suffers mundane setbacks in their life, just being late for work. I'm sure we've all been there. And imagine being late for work. You're having a bad day as it is. You're rushing around in the morning, and the Minutemen turn up from the TVA and just raise you from the timeline for nothing. Thanks very much, guys. Hey, stop right now. Stop what you're doing. I know you're about to leave. Please do me a favor before you do. Leave me a comment. Let me know why. According to my analytics, it's around about now. People just get out of here. Is it just the quality? Am I rubbish? Not entertaining enough? Please, be as honest as you like. But be nice. Be nice. But please, leave a comment down below as to why you're leaving the video. I really want to try and up my game, try and improve your YouTube experience here at Loki's Burden. So please just leave a comment down below and let me know why it is that you have just decided to leave. Thanks very much. Bye. And if you are still here, big thank you. So yeah, I think Loki just thinks the whole thing is preposterous, as he says. It's absurd. And yeah, he doesn't really want to play along until he sees that guy basically get evaporated, as we've seen in the trailer. And then he immediately thinks, oh, best play ball. But we see Owen Wilson's character. I'm a little bit disappointed that his first word wasn't "wow." But yeah, he's investigating a crime scene in France, in the 1500s, and we see these agents all dead with stab wounds that seem consistent. So, that they are tracking one particular person, serial killer, whatever, who they've got their MO pretty much down, and it's explained that they're taking another item, but which we find out will actually reset a timeline once it's branched off reality. So someone's going through different timelines or through time, collecting these TVA mechanisms that seem to be able to rewrite the timeline. But yeah, we see Owen Wilson, and he's in the church, so it immediately takes us to the Mephisto scene at the window that we all saw in the trailer. And yeah, we do get that straight away. I thought that was going to be a few episodes in, maybe, but no. A little girl witnessed the murder, so he approaches her. He's speaking in French because it turns out that all the TVA agents can speak every language from all universes, which is a nice trick. But yeah, so he's communicating with this little girl, kind of befriends her a little bit, and he gets the information as to who did this, and she points to the Mephisto-looking character in the window, the devil. I mean, why this church has got a devil in their stained glass window? He seems, quite content and quite happy to be sat there. It's not like, a tortured soul sort of image. It's like Satan on a throne, very Mephisto-esque, which I think is where all the Mephisto hype came from. Even before WandaVision was this image. But she says, yeah, he did it, the devil did it. So yeah, there we go. Mephisto confirmed. Season over. No mystery here. No, that all seriously, I don't think so. This is probably just because you're seeing a cloaked figure with horns. So yeah, I think that's all that image is actually going to turn out to be. It's just going to be, someone with horns, which is confirmation for Owen Wilson's character that it probably was a version of Loki. The version we see later on, towards the end of the episode, and we can't see any horns visible. So there is a little discrepancy there. This Lady Loki character looks like doesn't seem to have any horns visible. But yeah, the child says it's Mephisto. So we see Loki on trial. He's not really having none of it. He tries to, he's like guilty of being an awesome god, basically, is his sort of tone, and he tries to, magic himself out of there. It's like, but that, his magic doesn't work. We find out, and everyone, is kind of laughing at him, which again he doesn't like. But eventually, Owen Wilson turns up, vouches for him. He thinks he can be an asset to them, trying to track down this variant of Loki that we later find out is the one they're tracking down. We've seen in the trailer, Loki's explaining the TVA to Owen Wilson. He's like, yeah, it takes him to the time theater, and this is where he shows him some of his mistakes, some of the moments from his past. We get the DB Cooper scene. I thought that was actually going to be a variant of Loki, but no, it is actually our Loki. Being a little bit mischievous back in the day. So yeah, we get that. We get, he sees some of his things, and when he starts seeing things that haven't happened yet, things from Thor: The Dark World, when his mother dies, and he's not having none of it. It's preposterous. He doesn't believe it. He goes to attack Owen Wilson. At one point, he gets zapped, and again, they've got this technology that can just rewind you, put you back to wherever you started from. And he's getting sick of that because that's happening to him a few times. But he eventually does get this device from Owen Wilson, and he manages to get away a little bit when they're trying to find him. He comes across the Tesseract. He finds this employee that he came across earlier on in the episode who took the Tesseract from him. And he's like, "Where's the Tesseract? I'll gut you like a fish." And the guy's like, "Well, what's a fish?" Nice little scene here of Loki, just threatening this nobody. But yeah, it turns out that he's got the Tesseract in the drawer, and there's just Infinity Stones lying around. So yeah, everyone who ever picks up an Infinity Stone must get picked up by the TVA, and Infinity Stones are lying around everywhere. People are using them as paperweights. So Loki's basically got 2 Infinity Stones in his hands at one point. He's got the Tesseract. He picks up a green Time Stone. But none of these have got any power in the TVA whatsoever. So his magic doesn't work. 2 2 Infinity Stones don't work for him. So he just feels helpless. He just feels powerless. He does go back to the time theater, and he watches some of the footage of his later on in his timeline. He sees Odin saying that he loves him and accepting him. Same with Thor. all these moments that we've seen. You know, he does start with the death of his mother, which obviously he regrets because Owen Wilson's really trying to drum home that it was his fault that his mother died, and that, I think that really affects him. But then obviously he skips forward and he sees the end of his timeline, and Thanos basically, you know, I mean that is obviously quite an emotional moment for Loki there. A glorious purpose, my ass, is basically his attitude afterwards. So yeah, I mean I think he's really having a change of heart. Oh, he gets approached by the guard, and there's a funny scene. He does actually manage to slap the collar onto the guard, and he just keeps rewinding her when she's trying to get him, and she's like, "Stop, stop it, stop it, stop it," and he just keeps on doing it. Then he just, eventually he just lets her get out of there. But he seems really despondent. He's really helpless. Owen Wilson's been asking him why, does he enjoy hurting people? Why does he hurt people? Eventually he opens up that, he does it because, it's just who he is. It's a persona he's built up. He doesn't enjoy it. It's mainly because of his insecurities, and I think he's just seeking attention, and everyone wants him to be this bad guy, this mischievous character. So that's what he's going to do, and he's playing the role that everyone expects him to play. I don't think he says he doesn't enjoy doing it, but that's just the role that he's got. So I think he really is having a change of heart here. Seems a little bit quick. I mean, it took two or three films, some quite traumatic events for Loki to actually have the turn to face Thanos in the end. But maybe seeing those moments is enough to just make him realize that it was all fruitless in the end. Everything he was doing was pointless to a certain point. But yeah, it does seem to have a change of heart in this episode. It is revealed to him right at the end that they are chasing a Loki variant, so he knows he's going after himself at the end of this episode, and that's pretty much where it gets left. Like I say, this was my most anticipated show of all the shows that we're going to get so far, and quite looking forward to Moon Knight as well, but that's a while away yet. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below, what did you think of the first episode of Loki? I am going to do breakdowns of every episode. Don't think I'll be live streaming for a while until I get a new laptop. But, if you're interested in that, subscribe to the channel. Please like this video if you're still here. It will help the algorithm get me out there. And if you are still here, big thank you. My analytics tell me that a lot of people leave quite early on. So, theories going forward. What do we think is going to happen? Well, obviously, they're chasing a Loki variant, collecting these I can't remember what they call them, but they're basically things that reset a breach timeline. Once they've picked up the variant, they can reset the timeline. And she's collecting all these items. She's got like 5 or 6 of these things now. So that's obviously some high level tech that she's got. She's able to travel through time. I'm calling it a her. We do assume it is a female Loki. So forgive me for assuming someone's gender, but we're pretty sure this is a female Loki that we're going to be chasing. So yeah, I mean, what is her end game? What is her plan? Why is she, or how is she able to travel through time? They go to 2 different time zones completely to investigate scenes that she's at. So yeah, she is able to travel through time. Maybe she's got some of their tech already. Maybe they picked her up and she managed to get away. Maybe there's a different version for it. Maybe she's got a time stone already and she's just flipping through time more quickly. It seems to be she's setting traps for these people, so she knows they're after her. She's setting traps. She's taking them out. So yeah, Judge Renslayer. Obviously, she's going to be a main character. She's going to be very opposed to Loki being brought on to help. I think she doesn't trust him at all. I think Owen Wilson's going to be the vouch for her, and that could cause some tension within the TVA. I think there is a lot of people theorizing that they're probably going to uncover something in the TVA that's going to cause, a diversion, maybe a civil war, if you like, at some point. Will Owen Wilson's character and Loki uncover that, Renslayer's not working to keep the sacred timeline intact thanks to Kang's interference? Maybe it's Owen Wilson's character who's not working along those lines. I don't know. Maybe it's just tension because of the Loki and the stress that, there's going to be another time war going on, multiverse war. So will they fail at the end of this season? Will there be a complete multiverse breakdown? Is this where we're going to see the introduction of Kang? Personally, I think Kang's going to show up. Post-credit scene, last episode, I do think we're going to get a version of him. one of the timekeepers does look suspiciously like Kang. He's going to show up. He must show up at some point. Whether he's already working with, Judge Renslayer is yet to be seen. Doesn't look like as of yet, but who knows? Did you watch it? Let me know what you think down below in the comments. What did you think of the episode? Personally, I loved it.
You better be ready.